Hi everyone, so hope we're all doing okay. I'm at Beer Beach today on the South Devon coast, and yeah, I've been here before. I've actually made a video here before for a shoot I had in the winter, but I'm back here now in the summer to try my luck with the Milky Way, and yeah, I'm super excited. The conditions look great, nice and clear, not a lot of wind. It is going to be quite cold tonight, so I've layered up, but that won't be too much of a problem. Now the part of Beer I really want to go to photograph is a low tide spot, so you can only access it from low tide. So low tide tonight is about 12 o'clock, so timing wise it should work out. There's like a few caves around here, and just an interesting coastline really, just the kind of location I really enjoy visiting. So yeah, I can't wait to get started, take a few images, and sharing the trip with everybody. First shooting location, a gorgeous cave here. It's quite a narrow cave, quite tall, but as it gets darker the Milky Way should be kind of positioned nicely, and you should be able to see it looking out of the cave. So really excited to see how the shot comes out. Now settings wise, I plan to take two kind of images from here. One for the sky frame, which will be at ISO 6400, f2.8 with an exposure of about 25 seconds. I'll then do another exposure for the foreground, which generally tends to be the same settings but a longer exposure of a few minutes. So the tide's still quite high. I can't actually get to my main location yet until the tide drops a bit further. So yeah, it's really nice that I can do a few images here while the tide is dropping. So let's see what the image looks like. So this is the image that I captured from this viewpoint, and by the time the sky got really dark, the Milky Way wasn't quite far enough in the south to appear in the cave the way I had wanted. I could have stayed around for a little bit longer, but I decided there'd be more photo opportunities around the corner. But still really pleased that I spent the time to capture this image. I then wandered along the cliff base and through a rocky arch to bring me to my main shooting location. I quickly spent a few minutes just having a look around this part of the bay before settling into my next shooting location. So a really cool moment of the night was when I was setting up for this composition, and we had all these bats flying around the cave hunting insects, and it's something I've seen a few times, but they just look really interesting silhouetted against the night sky as they were flying around. But the image that I got from this position was one of my favourite from the night. I just love how a cave acts as a natural frame to the scene, and at this time the Milky Way was still in the sky from this viewpoint, and you had a mid-level cliff which added another element that I quite liked. I did decide to jump into the frame as well, just to add a bit of scale. So as you would have already seen, I've done a few compositions. There's a few nice caves, and it's a beautiful little cove, really impressive cliffs and lots of nice big boulders, but I'm struggling a little bit to find a composition here. Obviously there's quite a lot of nice foreground rocks that I can use to anchor the image, but there's nothing quite, well, I haven't found anything quite yet that I'm super happy with compositionally. but it's always hard to tell this, when you're actually in the shoot itself, because obviously you're quite tired. But I'm finding that I'm drawn to my wide angle lens, my 14mm at the moment, and the Milky Way is looking absolutely fantastic. So it's it's a pleasure to be out in these conditions. So I wasn't too sure on this composition initially when I took the image, but I was drawn by this interesting foreground rock, and obviously with the Milky Way nicely in the background. I felt like everything could have come together. Now, I've not really talked much about settings, but all my compositions tend to have the same settings. So the skies tend to be 25-second exposures, f2.8 with an ISO 6400, and the foregrounds tend to have the same settings but a longer exposure that sometimes varies between 2 minutes and 4 minutes, just depending on how much darker the foreground is compared to the sky. For this composition, I was really drawn by the foreground rock formations leading your eye into the scene, and it's quite a photogenic viewpoint of this cove anyway, with the bay, the headland in the distance, and of course the Milky Way being a fantastic backdrop. So this was my final composition of the night, and this is a duplicate of a composition I took in my previous trip with the winter sky. And again, like earlier, I jumped into the frame just to add a little bit of scale to the scene. So with the tide quickly coming in now, I decided it was probably the time to pack up and make my way back. Right, so finally back to the car, and pretty tired. It's about 2:10 now, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting home. But my immediate reaction from the shoot was that, I'm really pleased with how it went. I feel like I got 2 or 3 good compositions. Conditions were really, really good, nice and clear, no wind at all. And although the actual location is quite tricky to photograph, it's quite busy, so very impressive to the eye, very impressive cliffs and foreshore, but just very busy as well. But it was a nice challenge, and really happy with how it went. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, then please put them below, but otherwise I'll catch you again next time.